I mean, I was excited watching him survive 1 versus 4. And
that was cool.
Come on, that was cool.
One of the only ones. Okay, guys. I got the topic. Here we go. Best Disney movie. Everyone's got one. Best Disney movie out of all the Disney movies. What is it?
Lion King.
Lion King.
Go Lion King.
Very strong. A lot of metaphors about growing up, becoming someone, having fun. Fogged.
So many, I don't know. Recently, I've been liking some of the new ones. I don't really rate one all the way up the top. I don't know. I kind of like.
You say Lion King.
It's not Lion King. It's definitely not Lion King then for me. There you go. It's really not. I don't know. I really like Mulan. I like Tangled. I don't know. Those are
Tangled was surprisingly.
Tangled was. I did not think it was gonna be that good. And I actually enjoyed it.
What's yours, Lex?
What? Oh, you're
favorite?
asking me questions now.
Yeah.
Gracious, I didn't even think about it. I would have to say, favorite one. What am I? Oh, this is too. You can't ask host questions. I'm not prepared for any of this stuff. I would have to say probably Treasure Planet. Treasure
Never
Planet.
watched Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Is that even a Disney movie?
I think I'd final answer Mulan though.
Final
Tangled's
answer.
up there, but I don't think it's even second. I think there's still a couple in between. I'm a Mulan fan. Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gents, let's get into that draft. PSG.LGD versus Virtus.pro. One of these teams is going home, and Virtus.pro is only 1 game away from it. We're going to see the Sand King and the Bat Rider band out first with that classic Doom. Drow still available. Oracle still available. We've got some stuff. I'm starting to hear some chat spam, boys.
I hear a lot of chat spam.
Here we go. They were buying the packs, ladies and gentlemen.
No one's had a smile on his face, too. So, yeah, like you said, there's change up in the bans coming out here. So, heroes will be left out in the pool. So, Oracle might make it through. Darkseer might make it through.
Drow might make it through.
Drow
Was
might
banned
make
last game.
So, if Oracle's in the pool, that changes the priority of where Darkseer goes, too.
Yep. And then the Abaddon was the other one we saw last game as a first pick. Not a hero LGD typically go for. But LGD banning out the Oracle, which leads to the Darkseer
ban,
so
yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Which one do they want to open with?
First pick here, as we see, and it's the Drow. If I can predict what the first pick is, there's something real wrong with the meta, Ice Frog. It's time for a during game patch, I think.
During game.
Get on it, Valve. Just nerf her right now. All right, Frog, you're the smartest guy in Dota.
What? Thanks, I guess.
Why exactly is Drow broken? Why is she so demanded by all these teams?
She does everything. Catches up super hard. One of the highest strongest scalers in the game. Amplify all your heroes. You're just doing pretty much everything. Always having objective takers makes the game a lot easier. Drow is a natural one. You one-shot Ancients as well.
You one-shot Ancients.
You catch up so fast, and even when you don't really have too many items, just because of the way that your aura and your ulti works, you can actually do damage to people. I saw a Drow Ranger with a Dragon Lance yesterday killing a Doom with a Crimson Guard and like 3 other items. All he had was Dragon Lance, and he was chunking him down even though.
Gods, you can one-shot Ancients. Is this balanced?
5 seconds remaining.
Sure. It's been in Dota for, you go back 15 years or something, it was in the old Drow.
20%.
Dancing with the beat. DJ Koral, Idol. DJ Domski, Idol. Throw your hands DJ Boy.
Ranger.
There's a couple other options, though. We've seen successful...
Radiant Team Band.
What's your Slex?
What? Oh, you're asking me
favorite event?
questions now.
Yeah. It's only sitting around, I think, 50%, so it's not like
Yeah.
this hero's been unbeatable by any means.
Knowing and executing is two different things, though. Because sometimes you have an idea and it just, well, our idea wasn't exactly what we thought it was going to be, and then you just get run over by a drow.
I know that all too well.
10 seconds
Artifact.
remaining.
It's one of them for me.
5 seconds
So VP
remaining.
target the FY heroes. Pengo Shaker taken out of the pool. Two heroes he's caused a lot of problems on.
Yep.
Not afraid of the Rubik or the black hole counters. They're more looking at the, I think, big picture with what's going to kind of complete LGD's draft a bit.
Do
You know
they
what?
want an instant disable or something? Do they want something like a lion this time for solo?
Man, boys.
I hear a lot of chats.
Here
about
we go.
Shadow Shaman last time, but as a 5 position, I'm not really the most fond of a Shadow Shaman.
The other one's the Disruptor that he plays.
Yeah, lion and disruptor,
Yeah.
I think.
May I make a prediction here? Ooh, no. That would be a naughty move. I was going to say that sometimes we see Virtus.pro pulling out a Winter Wyvern, but obviously, probably not going to happen.
It's a
We
lion.
get fucked.
Nice job.
They are very. I mean, these are the 3 of the longest ultimates in the game. Cooldown at level 6 at least for the lion. They're all 3 minutes pretty much early on.
I mean, as long as they spread them out, it'll be fine. They can just never ult at the same time together, right?
They win fights with just one ult then, is the next question.
Sure.
10
You can
seconds
team wipe with a
remaining.
level 1 lion ult. Absolutely.
Do you go for something like Venge here for LGD?
5 seconds
Covers your bases.
remaining.
You have a save for your storm. You have ways to protect versus the Enigma in case of anything.
Potentially.
Gives you at least like a hard stun versus a Brewmaster, which is always nice. Lets you follow up with your Gust.
So, can we talk about this Spectre ban?
Yep.
Why is that important here?
Just against Drow. VP have run Spectre at least once, maybe a couple times versus Drow.
Ah, right. Another backline piercer.
Yep, you haunt, you get on top of Drow. You chase her with Dagger, even if she gets like a Hurricane Pike to try to get away from you.
I see. So, still plenty of options here as LGD. Will they make the same mistake as Virtus.pro in that last game and not have enough damage? Already that's mitigated with that Drow Ranger, so they could just pick more ranged heroes, and then there you go. And damage is already beefed up, but I would expect them to see some more heavy hitters, right, boys?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
I think.
we do have...
I mean, Venge, I think the Bane still kind of has its argument, I think, still too.
That's a save and
Nova.
Black Hole BKB
Yeah.
Piercer.
I like both of those personally, I think. If for the 5 position, if they want to go for that one here.
Silencer has been picked up a couple times. We do have some pretty big ults that could get
That's-
ruined.
It's just without a stun. I think that's where
That
the
is true.
Silencer feels a little lackluster. And then, like, eventually they'll just, Brew's going to get BKB, so we can just BKB split. But it's good for the lane.
It's always great having an initiator. It's going to be the Bane. Okay.
Nice pick.
I think for X Nova, it's like those are the big ones that stand out for me. Maybe not the Venge so much.
save.
The Bane is definitely the one that he loves, but like both of them had their arguments here in this one.
You're on fire, Fogged.
Build the spell and have a
3 or 4 in a row that you've predicted here. Take it easy, buddy. Leave some room for the rest of us. Gods? The time
I'm
has
letting
come.
Fog carry this one.
10 seconds remaining.
So VP, I think they want something that's faster paced here still, because right now I'm a little worried. They've got team fight, but lanes definitely can be a little bit of a problem now. Bane with Drow, and I mean Storm even with Drow. Like the lane isn't really, you don't get amped up so much, but Storm with the Drower in mid game is devastating.
Guys, could
Could
this
be.
be the 5 range heroes for PSG.LGD? We see it so far. That's 3.
No, I don't think so.
I'd like a frontliner for them.
Don't think they're... You don't... Drow Aura these days is different to the bonus damage days where you don't draft 100% around having the Aura.
I see.
It's good having a secondary core that benefits from, and you've got that with Storm. But going all in is not the greatest.
Do they want a sniper here?
On VP, ooh. I mean, you're playing in a storm, but it's
That's no, you're in storm. No, you're in storm. You're
yeah.
right. No. Don't like it.
Could see the Morphling.
Yeah,
As
still
Flax keeps stalking
unbanned.
up.
PSG.
Ooh,
That's a change up. Okay.
Taking a book out of the Mineski draft.
It can get on top of targets. They've got to disable. It's fast-paced is the key one for me.
Right.
It's the one that's going to be making moves around the map and not really relying so much on ultimate because you're an Ember Spirit.
And also, we've seen Ramsey start playing it a bit more, so it's this kind of pick that keeps LGD guessing, because it can go mid or safe lane. So when you have this last pick of the draft, having the flexibility to either pick a big carry or a mid gives you options.
And it's elusive. I mean, there's still a gust, which can be sometimes annoying, but besides, I mean, he's got pretty free reign. Like, when you don't see an instant disable or some way to just get a lockdown on the Ember, like, you can play around Bane's animation, you can play around Drow's animation pretty nicely.
Absolutely. Pretty disappointed we're not going to see all 3 Spirit Brothers in this series. All the supports have been taken, so...
No, they could be
No,
first, right?
LGD could take it.
No.
but
They
they're
need a
gonna-
four.
Oh!
Oh, Nyx. Well, of course, we haven't stopped talking about Nyx. Tsunami's gone, and
He's finally
Sure
here.
enough.
The
Ooh,
assassin.
one of the best heroes versus Ember Spirit, because you're just, Flame Guard is your best way to farm and push out waves. Flame Guarding is now a huge risk, because you're versus a Storm and a Nyx. You just set yourself up to get 5-second disabled.
Yeah, and a Bane, too. I mean, their stuns are kind of out of this world on LGD right now.
Nyx is also
I'm not really the most
very good versus
fond of a Shadow
It's
Shaman.
really hard to play.
The other
hero
one's
because if you
the
wanna be
Disruptor that he
playing
plays. Yeah, Lion and Disruptor.
Black Hole, which they probably won't. It's just going to be your standard aura build, but you always are going to walk in, you're going to try to Midnight Pulse and then hole. And even if you do just hole, Nyx just walks into it with Carapace and it cancels the hole. Most of those situations.
Well, doesn't Nightmare count as a stun, by the way?
I mean, it's a stun,
Statistically?
but it's like a...
on like the numbers and the breakdown. Don't know.
Who's Chalice playing on LGD, do you believe?
10 seconds remaining.
Either the Nyx or the last pick. Not sure what they're going to go for.
Well,
The Leshrax, Nyx Lesh has been a dual lane we've seen a lot of. Could see like a Shaman with the Nyx Assassin if they want to do a 3-position Nyx, but we'll have to see what LGD have in mind.
very worried about Chalice keeping up his 0 stuns if he is playing the Nyx. Could impact the team very much if he does not land a single stun.
I don't know why every time I think of Chalice, I think Beastmaster, but I don't know. It's still coming to my mind for some reason.
Turn to pick.
All right, Templar Assassin knocked out here. That is not the worst, I actually think. Interesting, they don't really have any damage over time abilities to get rid of that shield, so makes sense to me. That would be a pretty strong pick here. A Shrek as well.
That means they're expecting us the side lane Ember.
Yeah.
Banning that TA.
I don't think anyone runs mid-Ember. Like, only Mineski runs mid-Ember.
Tops in OG.
Tops. Ah, good point.
5 seconds.
But that's just kind of taken over, right? You just run that hero in a lane now.
Pros.
Yes!
Oh, where do you lane Ember now? The matchups are really hard.
The jungle.
I mean, that was always, I guess, the Ember versus Storm is still okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, it's Storm going up to him into the Remnants is tough, but you're going to get enough out of that lane to have an impact.
It's definitely harder now that you can actually get the level and pull on Storm. You actually can threaten the Ember quite a bit if he steps up because you have that extra control. And Necro versus Ember is a really tough matchup. That's probably going to be their off lane.
I think VP really needs some,
5 seconds remaining.
if they want to play fast and use these big ultis to take objectives, they need that objective taker. Like, who's
Yeah.
going to be hitting buildings, who's going to hit Roche. The TA was a mid with physical damage. Maybe they just have to put the Ember mid now and get some kind of Ramsey's objective taker.
Hey, there's some damage.
There's
There you
Roche,
go.
yeah.
You may now
All
select
right.
your
I mean, they needed something to take objectives there, and that's fast-paced too. Now they've got Ember and Ursa, the ones that don't have to play around their ultis. You look at the first 3 that we were talking about, long cooldowns.
However, if Virtus.pro don't do very well in this early game, what are their chances of coming back into this game with this kind of draft? I mean,
It's
this looks rough. Really?
They don't have that big late game scaling carry necessarily, but they've got the team fight. Like Enigma in super late game can always be a threat if you get BKB Blink with a Lincolns and what's going to cancel your Black Hole. So it's not out of the question that they can take a late game, but they do want to take a lot of early objectives, have Roche control, and put LGD on the back foot.
All right, what do you think of Vogt out of both these drafts?
Want me to go first?
Please.
I want to go first. I'm still really liking LGD. I think they've got super comfort heroes. Maybe he's been the most dominant Storm in this tournament, and he's got a Drow aura to boot.
You think Necrophos is going to have a big impact on this game?
I think he's kind of like this soaker. He just like, come at me. I'm going to make the space. I'm going to just run at you, make you go on me, and give space for my Storm and my Drow Ranger to kind of catch up. They might even run some aggro tri-lane to put pressure on. So yeah, I'm liking LGD again.
Gods.
You give me this look like, please disagree with
Gods,
Fog. Do it.
you
do it
what,
for the
do what's
stream.
right. Do what's right in your